The walk back to my ship was tense. I could feel her watching me, silent, careful. I didn't ask questions. I wasn't sure if she would answer truthfully. She was nothing like the other slaves I had seen on the black market. There was no fear in her eyes, only patience and intelligence. "What's your name?" I asked finally. "Lyara," she said simply. "Lyara," I repeated. "And why were you sold?" Her eyes flicked away for the first time, clouded with something unreadable. "That is none of your concern." I let it go. Sometimes it was better not to pry. But I couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to her story than chains and transactions. By the time we reached my ship, night had fallen over the marketplace. I secured her in a small quarters I had prepared for cargo transfers, offering a cot and a blanket. She accepted silently, sitting upright on the edge of the cot, hands resting on her knees. "You'll eat?" I asked. "I will," she said, still calm, still measured. "But I do not need you to fuss over me." I nodded. "Fair enough. But consider this. If I hadn't paid for you, you'd have been sold to someone far less discerning. And that person would have been very dangerous." Her eyes met mine again, steady, unwavering. "Then perhaps you are not as simple as you appear, human." Her words lingered in the room long after she spoke, and I realized she was testing me, probing the boundaries of my patience and strength. The revelation of royalty. Days passed. I worked on my ship, and she observed, silently helping only when asked. Her knowledge of mechanics and technology far surpassed mine, and her sharp mind turned my routine repairs into an impressive collaboration. But she spoke little of her past, avoiding personal questions with skillful deflection. One evening, frustrated, I asked plainly, "Lyara, why were you sold? Who would sell someone like you?" Her gaze darkened. "I was betrayed. By those I trusted most." I frowned. "Betrayed how?" She hesitated, then sighed. "I am royalty." I blinked. The words hung in the air. "Royalty." "Yes," she said, voice softening, almost mournful. "I am Lyara of the House Valen. My people, my family, they have been overthrown. My life, sold to pay the debts of those who sought to eliminate me." I stared at her, the weight of her revelation pressing down like gravity. A princess, sold as property, wandering a universe that didn't care for her title. "And now?" I asked. "I survive," she said simply. "And those who wish to control me will learn that I am not as helpless as I appear." Her pride was undeniable. She carried herself as though she were still seated on a throne, even in tattered clothing and stripped of status. Something clicked inside me. This wasn't a girl in need of rescue. She was a leader, a warrior, a force. And somehow, fate had placed me in her path. The turning point, the alliance forged. We worked together to repair the ship, our skills complementing one another. She guided me with precise instructions, but she never lost her independence. I learned to respect her boundaries, and she, slowly, began to trust me. One night, as we prepared to leave the planet for the safety of uncharted space, she approached me. "You could leave," she said, eyes fixed on mine. "You don't owe me anything." "You're mistaken," I said. "I chose to stay. You're not just a passenger. You're someone I respect." Her lips curved in a faint smile. "Few humans see beyond what they are told. You are unusual." "Perhaps," I said. "But this ship, this crew, now includes a princess. Are you ready for that?" She studied me, then nodded. "I am, but not as a passenger. I am a partner, and I intend to reclaim what is mine." I extended my hand. "Partners, then?" She took it firmly. "Partners." The stars stretched out before us as we launched into hyperspace. Our alliance was born not of duty or obligation, but of mutual respect, ending a new future. Weeks later, we arrived at a distant system where allies of her house awaited. They had not known she survived. The moment she revealed herself, loyalists flocked to her side, astonished that the princess they thought lost had returned. I watched quietly as she reclaimed her title, commanding respect effortlessly. And in that moment, I realized she had never needed saving, not really. What she needed was someone who believed she deserved the chance to rise again. She turned to me, eyes sparkling with determination. You stayed. You chose to help a stranger. That is human, isn't it? Something like that, I said. And something I don't regret. She nodded, regal and radiant, yet still the girl I had met in the marketplace. Then perhaps humans are not as simple as the galaxy believes. I smiled. We surprise people, often when they least expect it. The princess had been bought, yes. But in reality, it was the universe that had gifted us each to the other. And together, we would navigate the stars, proving that courage, loyalty, and humanity could shape destinies even among the alien royalty of distant worlds.